Take you live to the protest happening in Center City, Philadelphia. You see just in the foreground, that is William Penn sitting atop City Hall as they make their way, it appears, up Broad Street as they fulfill all those lanes. So traffic is shut down there. This is the Kimmel Center campus camera. This is an even better shot, in fact. Let's take a look at that. As you see, Philadelphia police are trailing them as they make their way up north towards City Hall, which is all the way down there at the end. You see about 1,000 or so protesters. Tim Furlong is among them in the crowd. He has been following them for most of the afternoon. He's going to check in with us in just a bit. He says so far, for the most part, it has been peaceful. In fact, there he is. There's his camera right now. I wonder if he can hear me, if he knows that his camera is being taken at the moment. But
I can't keep.
There they are. You see some of the protesters wearing masks. You see the signs.
I can hear you,
Keith. The chants. There you go, Tim. So, Tim, tell me about that scene. Set it for me.
Yeah, again, we took a left up Broad Street off South Street, and you can really get a look. And I heard you talking about the Kimmel Center campus camera. You can really get a feel for just how big this crowd is, and it's a very peaceful crowd. It kind of almost feels like the Blue Cross Broad Street run, frankly. A lot of people just taking over Broad Street, chanting, very upbeat, very positive. People handing out waters, not asking for a dime, not selling waters and snacks, handing them out just to let people know they're with them and keeping them going. And you can see, though, it's a pretty powerful statement when you come and you look up the street, and then you look up at William Penn up on top of City Hall. I think this is the iconic sort of signature image they were looking for, and this is certainly it. And you certainly see the people putting their hands up and the chants, Keith, right now, and it really does make a pretty powerful statement. And again, a lot of these people, I've been talking with them. You know, everybody sees protesters on TV, and you might have a perception of what these people are like. They're normal people. They're a lot of young people, all races. You ask them what they're doing here, they just feel terrible about what happened to George Floyd. They think we can do better as a country. They're just coming out here and trying to make their point. And right now they're making it. They're taking over, and police are letting them do their thing and go by. And again, people in stores are coming out and cheering for them. It's pretty neat.
And you know, Tim, we have watched this crowd really grow over the past hour and a half or so. I mean, in the beginning, when they were stopped at Rittenhouse Square, you know, maybe a couple hundred, maybe 1,000. But now that we're looking at this view from Skyforce 10, you can really see the size and scope of this crowd that's been winding its way through the streets of Center City, even in South Philly, now turning onto Market Street. Looks like they're right in the shadow of Billy Penn and Tim.
On Chestnut, yep.
On Chestnut. And Tim, you were remarking that it looked like people were, you know, coming out of just coming out and joining, just coming out of their businesses and joining.
Oh, people were, they're picking up steam as they go by, as people go by. Families were coming out, especially in the neighborhood areas around Rittenhouse, like Delancey Street, those streets. People were coming out and just joining in. And even people coming out of, there's an AC Moore over here store, and people are kind of coming out and just clapping for people and letting them know, hey, listen, I hear you, I'm with you. And again, it's people of all ages. We've seen elderly people, younger people, people of all colors. It's really a really diverse crowd. And very, very peaceful. I can't say enough. I haven't seen not one incident of anybody doing anything even remotely considered aggressive. It's a very positive feel right now, at least.
Now, as they near City Hall here, Tim, and I know they made that turn onto Chestnut, there are those pictures and images, and we showed it on TV a bunch of times, the National Guard that had been set up there at City Hall. Any sign of the National Guard or just Philadelphia police?
The National Guard were up at City Hall, kind of blocking the area near Dilworth Plaza. But you see, this is what you're looking at. This is Philadelphia police officers kind of just on their bikes, kind of just riding alongside, letting everybody do their thing. But I got to tell you, I haven't seen one police officer try to sort of in any way sort of negatively interact. They're just letting these people do it because, frankly, you're not going to stop the people from taking over the streets in terms of blocking traffic. That's not going to happen right now. So you might as well just let them do it. And they're not looting, they're not doing anything. There's been no attempt to stop. We haven't seen one person try to break a window or anything like that. These are all people that are just kind of saying their piece and blowing off steam, really, which is what a lot of America is doing right now. And this is really, as far as I can tell, a pretty positive way to do it. I mean, there's a lot of young people, especially, coming together to feel each other's situations.
Earlier today, we heard from Commissioner Danielle Outlaw, who made it a point to make a distinction between the looting and the destruction that we're seeing and the peaceful protests, saying the majority, this is the peaceful protest part, and that there are some bad actors that are a part of another group, another faction, that are doing these other things in the community. But this is the peaceful part. And you know, and Keith, help me out here. You were out there yesterday about this same time. This group, this demonstration, as large as it is, very different feel, very different tone than what we saw yesterday.
I don't know if we have Tim anymore, but I can actually speak to that, certainly from seeing these images and from... Go for it, Tim.
I'm here, and I saw Keith, I saw you out there yesterday. Today, I came up to Philadelphia from Delaware to cover this, and I didn't really know what to expect, and I saw it yesterday. It doesn't feel like yesterday seemed to feel to you. It looks a little bit different to me, honestly. I think there's almost more of a, in a weird way, a sort of a celebration of spirit here, really. It's almost sort of an upbeat kind of thing. It's kind of weird. It's not, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of frustration, and a lot of venting of that frustration. But everybody's kind of on the same page here. And I think everybody's kind of looking at each other and going, you might not look like me, but I'm down with what you're saying, and we can all get along, and we can all, we can all move forward and try to make some changes here. And at least their voices are getting heard. You can't deny that, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, as they make their way through the streets of Philadelphia. Tim Furlong live for us down there in Center City as this protest that is gaining strength as it moves through the city, as we've seen it the last hour and a half.